All right, hello there. My name is Adam. I'm one of the sales reps for Zinpro. Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that I almost guarantee you did not wake up this morning thinking about, and that's trace minerals. For example, I'm going to talk about four of those trace minerals: zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt, which make up our Availa 4 product, which you can find in some of the MLS products that they offer. So with that, I want to start with this proposition right here. I am asking you guys to consider investing 7 pounds of every calf that you're going to wean this upcoming year in Zinpro. So kind of hold that thought for a second, but really want you focusing on this idea of investing in your cow herd. So with today's volatile economy that we are in, most of us have taken advantage of investing in the stock market, but we know that that has been a roller coaster ride for quite a while. So maybe you think you ought to do something a little bit more conservative, such as looking at CDs, or maybe even looking at things such as investing in real estate or rental property, things of that nature. Or maybe you've just had it and you're just going to take all your money to the casino and just have a lot of fun. But regardless, we all are trying to figure out what to do with our money. And I think we're all concerned about how to invest in a way that will produce a nice return on our investment. So I just want you thinking about that as you ponder things that you can do in your operation to do just that. And so here's the proposition just right in front of you one more time. I'm asking that you consider investing 7 pounds of every calf that you're going to wean this upcoming season and hopes to generate a 4-to-1 return. Okay. So let's talk about that for a second, because I told you we were talking about something really, really, really small, such as trace minerals, specifically zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt. And I acknowledge the fact that these are things, again, that you don't typically think about. And guys, these are really, really small parts of your program, right? Because if you look at the measurement that we use for trace minerals, it's in parts per million. That's really, really small. So you might ask, why in the world I'm suggesting that you could generate a 4-to-1 return when you simply change the type or the source of trace minerals and move to our product called Availa 4? Well, what we know here at Zinpro is this. These trace minerals, they are a really important piece of your puzzle. And again, you don't think about things like this very often, but we do. And what we've seen is that this trace mineral component can really help generate some things that'll put money back into your pocket. So again, just want you thinking about something that you don't typically think of, and think about ways that you can generate a little bit better return on your investment by changing the source of trace minerals. So here's a really fun fact. Did you know that there are over 300 different enzymatic activities required in not only your cattle's body, but our body, that they actually need zinc? They need zinc every day to do the things that put money into your pocket or take it out. For example, milk production requires zinc. Heat abatement requires zinc. Reproduction requires zinc. So again, there's a lot going on in your cattle's body that needs zinc. And so these trace minerals, again, are really, really important. And I want you guys considering changing something small in your operation to generate some really nice returns on your investment. Okay. So when we're talking about Zinpro, we truly are a category of one. Now, I'm not suggesting that we are the only trace mineral company on the market. Matter of fact, there's a lot of different companies that do what we do, but they don't do it the way we do it, okay? What we have figured out is that we can get up to 5 times more of these crucial trace minerals into your cattle, okay? So that's really, really important when it comes to things that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, that again, put money into your pocket or take it out. So if you like, you can think of it as chelated trace minerals. And we can get more of these trace minerals into your body's bank account simply by using different modes of delivery and absorption, okay? So I think most of us are familiar with chelated trace minerals. You've heard the term at the very least. The main premise is this right here, that we ought to be able to get more into your cattle than simply using an inorganic source such as zinc sulfate, okay? And while that's a lot of fun to talk about, guys, we don't stop there here at Zinpro. Because here's the deal. It really doesn't matter how available our sources of trace minerals are. Doesn't matter if I say you can get 5 times more zinc into your cattle. It doesn't really matter unless we can generate some type of performance that will put money back into your pocket. Again, providing a nice return on your investment, okay? So as we think about that, I just want you to know that Zinpro, we have done a lot of research. We love research. We are over 300 peer-reviewed studies compiled evaluating how animals perform when we change the source of those little bitty trace minerals such as zinc, manganese, copper, and cobalt. Okay, and this isn't just beef cattle. We have dairy, we have equine, we have swine, chickens. We actually have aqua research as well. But the whole point is we want to provide something that you guys can tweak in your operation to generate some type of performance that will put a little bit more money back in your pocket, okay? So I want to give you just a handful of things right now to put into the back of your mind that I think you care about in your beef operations that we've seen in our research. Number one, I think we all care about weaning weights, right? So here is a compilation of 4 different studies that we have conducted on beef herds across the country showing that we can increase the weaning weights in your cow herd when you change something really small and move to Availa 4 source of trace minerals, okay? So right off the bat, here's where I'm getting that 4-to-1 return. If you remember, I asked you to consider investing 7 pounds of every calf you're going to wean this upcoming season in Zinpro, and we could generate the 4-to-1. This is where I'm getting this at, okay? So give us 7 pounds, we can help generate 28 extra. So that's the first thing I'd like to bring to your mind. But listen to me, that's really, really cool to think about, you know, enhancing weaning weights in your cow-calf operation. But what good does it do if we can't get those cows bred, we can't keep them bred, and get a calf on the ground in a timely fashion? So at Zinpro, we have conducted a lot of research both on dairy and beef cattle, and we have shown that we can improve reproductive performance in your cows by about 20%, okay? So again, zinc, manganese, and copper, I think I mentioned that a minute ago briefly, they are really, really, really important when it comes to reproductive performance in cows. Well, let's not forget the bulls, because what we've seen in a few different studies in regards to overall semen quality is that when we change the source of these trace minerals to Availa 4, that we actually enhance overall semen quality on those bulls. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is improving overall tissue in your animals. Because what we've seen in all different types of species is that when we change the source of zinc in particular, we actually enhance tissue all over the body, which is important, for example, in feet or in consideration of lameness in your cow herd. Because we've got studies that show that we can actually reduce foot rot by 30% when we introduce Availa zinc in particular in your cow-calf operation or in your stocker operation. And the reason for that is that zinc is one of the most crucial nutrients necessary for those skin cells to build properly. So we just keep a better barrier there at the feet and help those cattle in situations where foot rot may be prevalent. But also when it comes to heat stress, which I think most of us are going to experience heat stress, we actually improve the tissue in the gut, which is going to help these cattle keep a little bit lower body temperature, which is going to help them stay on feed and or on grass a little bit better. And a really interesting dairy study that we just wrapped up was looking at our effect in dairy cattle that are lactating in heat. We actually reduced the lactose leakage into the blood by 22% in those cattle that were supplemented with our source of trace minerals. So again, we're just building better barriers where it counts and keeping things where it belongs. And that actually helps productivity in your cattle. Okay. So again, just to kind of wrap this up, we'd like you guys to consider investing 7 pounds of every calf you're going to wean this upcoming season to generate, we would think, at least a 4-to-1 return on your investment. With that, thank you so much for your time. Talk to you again soon.